Y'all having a beautiful day in the villages.
We still have business here in Florida.
1, 2, 3.
Yay!
5, 6, 7, and...
Let the boys know what you want.
This look was the hardest look I've done all season. I'm wearing these big silicone muscle arms, and we're in Orlando. Baby, it is hot. Then on top of that, we were literally working out. It may have not been for a long time. Actually, it felt longer than it should have been.
Wipe down, wipe that sweat.
We have some of the best designers in the world. So I'm like, if we're gonna ask Domino Couture, this Emmy Award-winning designer, to make a leotard, we're gonna go all the way. We're gonna make it a muscle suit. We're gonna figure out how to make it really, really fun. And people wanna arm wrestle me. And I was like, baby, they're not real muscles, baby. This is all for show. I'm not gonna arm wrestle anyone. My hair inspiration was mostly Grace Jones. You know, Grace Jones has this famous picture of her with like her hair is like going straight up. I had that hairstyle in the 90s. I had a high top flat fade, and I was like, this is my chance to like relive my moment with my afro. Gloria really innovated that in a really smart way. It wasn't too heavy, but it also was like solid. Like you couldn't actually put your hands through it. It was like built around a cage. My purse is an actual dumbbell, so it opens on both ends. And I am in 8-inch stiletto platform pumps in a muscle suit in the heat, working out. This day was wild, but I looked really good.
Now make it 1.
When I think aerobics, I think of Jesse Spano, Saved by the Bell. There was a scene in an episode, I know maybe the Gen Zs, you might not get this one. You're gonna have to go to YouTube and look it up. So I worked with Diego and Ricky to come up with like this whole Jesse Spano from Saved by the Bell inspired look. You see the flash dancey sweater that's cut and kind of off the shoulder that says Shanji, custom across the front. You know, a fun leotard, really poppy 80s neon tights, and the socks rolled up. You can't have no 80s workout look without the socks. And then the hair, Wigs and Grace put together this gray Jesse Spano inspired piece with a side ponytail, with a scrunchie. Because you can't have an 80s dude without the scrunchie. And to complete the look, baby, you got to have the accessories. So I had this great workout bag that also said Shanji right across the side. I wanted to be the drag diva that worked out in her pumps. And working out in pumps is not the easiest thing. I learned very quickly.
So we start from the top. We've got this Jane Fonda, blowback, goldish blonde hair, that dirty, like rustic blonde that was really popular back then. Tease to Jesus, blown back with a nice feathered bang. Makeup styled and ready, very beautiful, soft, because we're in the daylight, we're under these fluorescent lighting. We take it down, we've got the crop top off to the side, because she's a sassy girl. We got the zebra suspenders, the multicolors, in greens and purples. We wanted to just have fun with it, be camp, you know, make it drag. Now listen, I knew this was a workout class, and I wasn't gonna wear a sneaker. I had to wear some kind of heel, so I wore my Don't Hurt Yourselves, the Little Debbies, with my sock warmers, honey. Just enough heel to make me feel like a lady, but not kill myself in this jazzercise class. And then of course I have this giant water bottle, honey, my Elevate logo on it. You always want to look petite and neat when you're going to work class, so you carry the biggest bottle you can find. Y'all were amazing.
Vico is another one of my very special daughters because Vico has such an inspirational story, overcoming tragedy and trauma. For the show, I wanted to give him this opportunity to come out there and celebrate all the parts of who he was without fear. So we wanted to have a celebratory moment and give the Latin flavor. We delivered that with the Camila Cabello number, baby, and it was spicy. Vico, she's floating on the stage with beautiful fuchsia color, and I said, okay, well, I want to explode too. I wanted to feel like special guest hip-hop fish at the BET Awards, okay? Diego and his team put together this beautiful yellow look for me, monochromatic, full one color, boom. Even that wig. So Gloria and her teammate Ty put together this beautiful little finger wave piece. We wanted to make it drag. So they added crystal diamond accents into the hair to really make it pop. The look, you got this hat, baby ostrich feather dream that is just engulfing my entire head. That is a statement hat. When you walk in a hat like that, baby, everybody's gonna go, In addition to that, we have the yellow leotard that is sparkly and ready for the stage, going down to the custom boots that are also made to match the same fabric as the leotard. So it's just monochromatic.
Mark was very determined. And whatever we were willing to throw at Mark, Mark was like, let's do it. You want me to wear the breastplate? I'll do it. You want me to nails? I'll do it. And that is always a great drag child to have. You want someone who's willing to go on the journey and who trusts the team. So Mark really liked this like rock and roll vibe. So we were like, well, let's make us into some like really fierce rocker chicks. And we want to tell the story of like a rock diva backstage in her robe, doesn't know if she can go on, but then somehow when you cross over the threshold between backstage and on stage, all of a sudden you just transformed and you're ready to go. I'm wearing the kitty cat wig, which is like a little short daytime judge wig with a mohawk magnetically attached to it. So I would run backstage, they would slap the mohawk on top of the kitty cat wig, and then I would run out. And I believe that Mark's was bun pulled back with the magnetic wig clipped onto it. So it was a real quick change. And of course we have complimentary outfits. When he comes out in this like nice, bold, red, leatherette looking look, I think it really made him feel like a rocker.
When I meet Jamie, who's my drag daughter, and her daughter, who's also my drag daughter, that does not make me a drag grandma, just so we all are clear, okay? I'm not a drag mom, I'm a drag mama. Jamie is a teacher in her everyday life, and in the Florida school system, Don't Say Gay Bill was really, and still is, having a huge effect. Jamie has been such an outspoken ally, not only for her daughter, but for students in her school and the entire community. So we had like this graduation scene where she is so empowered. She's not gonna let her voice be suppressed. We do the song Katy Perry's Roar. This seemed to identify so well with Jamie's story, that she used to be quiet and she used to bite her tongue, but she wasn't gonna do that anymore. She is standing up for what's right, and she's gonna let her voice be heard. Diego and his team start out with a graduation robe, and then it delivers that whole look with the hat and all these pieces, and then that comes off, and she's just in this powerful gown that is just absolutely brilliant. Baby, if you're gonna have on a gown, you wanna have a coif. Wiggs and Grace did the hair, and they really put together this amazing like updo for her look, and had it to go easily with the cap, so they had it magneted into her, so when she's dancing, it does not come off, but at the end, we toss the hats, and it's like, whoop, the magnet, whoop. Power of TV. Now also my Jamie, she's like me, we're little divas. So she wanted to feel a little taller on stage and really give that whole statuesque drag queen look. So we have her like a platform boot. Now you can't see this because she's in a gown, but baby, her stacked shoe is about this high under that gown, and she's working it. And in the number, we wanted to make this feel like a whole celebration of all the family's efforts. And you see them all come out and celebrate, and to hear the applause from the audience, the love and support in this space, where a lot of times she doesn't get to hear that as much. It was really beautiful.
I wish I'd have found this when I was younger. This is so me.
Mandy was my drag daughter, and then we incorporated her wife into the mix, Lori, and it became a really amazing dynamic because not only was that story about Mandy's transition in late life and how she's overcome so many years of regret, of waiting, but then also there was this incredible love story of this couple being married for 50 years and them going through this process. I wanted to make it a fantasy land. I wanted to turn the stage and the performance and the audience, I wanted to take them to this world of love. My look, I'm the queen bee, let's be honest. I was actually coming out as a non-binary colored bee at the time. So I had all the non-binary flag colors down the fur in the front. I had 4 arms, you know, because I had to give drama. And Tana's coming out of this nice swooped beehive. We've got the furry bee body, but still sexy with black vinyl, down to the nude legs, because I wanted to look like I was flying or floating around. Favorite part is on the back of this, we've got these beautiful pink crystal wings and a big old stinger, honey. You mess with this queen bee, you'll get stung. So we decided to make Mandy this wonderful caterpillar costume, to the antennas, to this like beautiful purplish light lilac hair, softened her as much as we could, and then made this like 3D textured full caterpillar moment with little legs sticking out. As it transitions on, that caterpillar tears off into a big, beautiful butterfly, starting one phase of life into another, which is very Mandy's story. Well, they were celebrating their 50th anniversary. Small detail on the wings was happy 50th anniversary on each wing. It's really beautiful. I had lived trans earlier in my life, and I lived in so much fear, so I decided to backtrack my transition. And it had been a long time since I thought about it. Meeting with Mandy and hearing her stories and how she felt once she decided just to face the fact she wanted to transition and how free she felt really made me think about it again. I had been living non-binary where I could kind of live in the middle, which was where I was content. And I realized in that moment that my life couldn't really be as glorious unless it was more than content, that I was happy. I wanted to be able to come out my own way this time. Didn't realize how much it would change me. There's just something about all the things that I teach to other people about accepting yourself and removing that anger and that displacement from your heart and your mind. I finally was listening to. And I guess I've just gotten more comfortable with who I am, and it's like, you know, this is me. I hope people can learn something from my experience and the way I came out, and hopefully be able to have and start these conversations.
The season was very powerful.
Drag is the ultimate in community building.
Drag gives you the ability to say, I'm amazing, I can be loved and celebrated.
There is an infinite amount of love out here for who you are today.